Let's get everybody up to give you a nice salute. All right, get comfortable. Yeah, everybody should have a seat. We're going to be meditating, sir. But we will talk first, or at least I will.
Thank you, Nini.
Okay, so nice to see everybody. Been a good few weeks since we had a meditation class, so it's good to get back here and try it this way. But there is no try, only do. So here we are, we're doing this. And I gotta be honest, when I do a meditation class, I feed off of everybody, okay? I look who's there, and I basically go a lot by feeling. So this is a new challenge for me as well. So there's a basic topic I've brought up a few times in some classes, and I don't want to dwell on things that are in the news because I'm sure you've got more than enough of it. But I want to talk about martial arts, and I want to talk about our practice, and I want to talk about preparation, being prepared for the unexpected. Too many people think that martial arts is about punching and kicking. It's about fighting. It's about pay-per-view, the things you see on television. That's just one side of it. There is the combat side. The martial is supposed to be military. But you think about what makes a great soldier. They have to work with a team. They have to work with others. They have to work in a very focused way. They have to stay calm when necessary. They can't waste energy. They can't spend their energy unwisely. It has to be, they have to maintain resources. And then our country builds the greatest military, so it never has to use it. That's the goal, to never have to use it. Yeah, martial arts uses punching, kicking, uses the body. We say body-mind training, uses the body to train the mind. But what does that mean, really? In a world that has changed drastically, if you're paying attention now when you go outside, it's a little quieter. I was looking up in the trees earlier and just taking notice because it was a little windy. And how the wind can be like that noise, the challenges in life just coming at you. The energy is coming at you. And what does the tree do? It just naturally sways and returns back to its place. And if you take a good look at the branches, you'll see how they bend and twist around obstacles. They change where needed. They find their way to reach their goal. So how many of us allow things to get in our way and we don't accomplish the things we set for ourselves, goals we set for ourselves, dreams we set for ourselves? We have to be willing to change. We have to be willing to pivot. And what I want to say about this practice is, this is what we're doing. We're training our ability to control our breath, our thoughts, the feelings in our bodies. Our clinic is still open and we're seeing patients, and it's very revealing how people are changed. Maybe you've noticed it in your life. People are changed. Yes, of course, we have all the reason to be scared, to have fear. There's a lot of unknown. But here's the rule of the martial artist. You do what you can in the moment. You get control of your breath and your mind. We practice that every day, and we're so busy with our lives. A few minutes of practice, a few minutes maybe meditation, hopefully meditation. But how much are you able to use it as needed when things get really bad? How much do we allow that downward spiral of our minds with the what ifs? Look, we've all had challenges in our lives before this. You got through those. We create tests in our school that are real challenges. You've gotten through those, especially if I'm talking to an advanced student. Those are very, very challenging tests, and it's just hours where this is going on a long time. But the question is, how much energy is put into before the test, before the challenge, before the adversity? And then how does it turn out after? We only can do what we can do. The question is, are you in control of you? That's what martial arts does. I like to bring us back to the 5 elements and remind and even teach those who haven't heard it before. Everything starts with the breath. In the 5 elements, that's metal. Everything starts with the breath. All life. First thing when the baby comes out, get a little smack, gotta breathe. Most important thing, gotta breathe. Just give me 1 second. I have to control things here. All right. Remember, the breath is the bridge between the mind and the body. Take notice of your breathing. Most people breathe very shallow. Most people breathe too much. When we teach some exercises to develop our respiratory system, our vital capacity, what do we teach? We teach to exhale 50% longer than inhale. And as you get more advanced, you can go longer than that. Not forced, just practiced to go deeper, to relax more, to be more in control of you. You slow your breathing, you'll quiet your mind. You slow your breathing, you'll relax your body. Do you really know what it is to relax? Can you relax when you're challenged the most? Have you ever realized you can have a reflex to breathe properly the moment you're challenged, the moment you're facing adversity? You turn to the breath. You start with the breath. You calm yourself. You center yourself. Only then can you think straight. Only then can you make good decisions. Remember, breathing is one of the ways, the most important way, to make energy in our bodies. How our bodies function. You go more than 4 or 5 minutes without breathing, pretty much done. So the breathing is the most important thing. But also your ability to control the breath controls the mind and the body. If we move on from metal to water, water is winter. Water is hibernation for the bears and other animals that do that. Water is the meditation. So you use your breathing to calm the mind. And as you calm the mind, you become more focused. You become more centered, more in control of your thoughts. How many times have we said, meditation is the hardest thing we do? Meditation is the most important thing we do. But how many are meditating regularly regularly meditating. I'll hear people talk about, I can't, too many thoughts, or no time, or there's a feeling of resistance to meditation. Interesting. I've heard this even from very advanced practitioners in the martial arts. And I question their meditation. Are they really meditating? Are you really meditating? And why is it so challenging? Well, this is human nature. It's challenging. It's as challenging to try to stop the wind as it is to try to stop your thoughts. But you'll get better at it if you practice. The resistance is coming from a world that became more challenging than ever in history with busyness. We're suddenly shut down. We can't do anything. They're telling us not to go out. They're telling us not to go to our jobs. They're telling us not to run our businesses. Some people feel like they're losing their minds. Fighting, arguing, even killing, suicides. Bad things happening because people are losing themselves. Why are they losing themselves? Because they don't have control of their minds. You know, a lot of different sources of news, and I'll have patients come in and they'll tell me how I feel, how stressed they are. And I have to straight out about watching the news. Straight out tell them, stop. Get your updates, but stop. If you don't have control of your mind, that is going to run you crazy. You're going to be exhausted. You're going to be negative, pessimistic. You're going to be worried all the time. Lose hope. That's not a good feeling. There's something that comes from meditation that everyone can and should experience to understand why it's the most important thing we do. We talk about oneness. So water's the meditation. Think about it. You're just one drop in the ocean. One very small component of all that is. And if meditation hasn't brought you that experience, then you're really missing something. Some find it in religion, but religion there can be an obstacle there with too much dogma, too much right and wrong, which is really morality, but is it spirituality? True spirituality is you commune yourself with the source. You connect directly. If you regularly connect with all that is, no matter what happens, you know you're going to be okay. This is the most powerful benefit. You strip yourself away from all the things that you think you are and all the things that you think are important, and you realize you're a part of that oneness. There is nothing better. There is nothing more powerful. There is nothing more to pursue. And when you have the realization of that direct connection, then you can have fun in this world. You can try things. You can accept the challenges. And no matter what's going to come to us, you take it as it comes. What's going to happen economically? What might you lose? You'll face it when it comes. If you can calm your mind. What is happening right now? We have to get back to that moment. This is why you move on from water, and I already mentioned the tree that I was looking at. The tree is wood, of course. Wood is change, the ability to move around obstacles. Just like water follows the path of least resistance, the tree also moves around obstacles and changes as necessary, looking to reach its source, the sun, the source of light, food for the tree. It'll bend around wires and find its way. No two trees are alike. They're all a little different. That's our Qigong. Is your Qigong always the same? Or is your Qigong developing you? Are you able to actually live, experience the oneness within physical movement? The best Qigong practice can feel like an inner cleansing, like no other. All your stress is just stripped away. This is why we call it a moving meditation. It's not just a term we coined. It's a real thing. Sitting meditation is one thing. You can go very deep and experience very deep and train your mind to be able to go there. Qigong is actually a bit more advanced because now you're moving the body and still trying to go there, connecting to all that is. You have the natural ebb and flow of yin and yang, tension and relaxation, moving qi and blood through the body. Contrast is profound as the relaxation becomes deeper and deeper and more habitual rather than what we're used to. The go, 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 speed of life, busyness. It's very different if you flip it around. You slow the mind, you calm the mind, then you can go faster. You'll have more energy to play in this world and deal with both the good and the bad, because remember the story, the good news, bad news. Who knows what's going to come of this? And don't forget fire. And the 5 elements of fire. Fire is your train hard. Get some real vigorous exercise. Push. Spend energy. You spend energy so that your body reacts and responds by building you up, making you stronger. I say in the youth program a lot, lazy effort. They all answer, lousy results. Fire is not about being lazy. Fire is about pushing a bit. Short, vigorous training. Get the heart pumping, get breathing. You have to spend energy in order for your body to learn how to make it again. Because whatever demands or lack thereof you put on your body will respond. You can get weaker or you can get stronger. But you got to keep it up. It's got to be regular practice. Then, we're many concerned with immunity today for obvious reasons. Where does immunity really come from? What I just talked about, breathing, relaxation, circulation, qi and blood circulating. This is the whole foundation of Chinese medicine. It's about moving qi and blood to reach everywhere in the body. And the body functions properly. It knows how to fix itself. If any of that's lacking, it's easy to get sick. But when you spend a lot of energy, we already talked about breathing. And yeah, when you're vigorous exercise, you're going to breathe heavy. You're going to spend energy. Oxygen for sure. But what's the other side? That's when we come to earth. Earth is the body. Earth is our grounding. There has to be some substance to work with. And there are people who've been hurt by the virus who exercise a lot. Not many, but it's happened. And they talk about depletion, depleting the nutrients, minerals, etc. You sweat a lot, you can weaken your body. So too much exercise isn't good. Too much fire burns everything up. It has to be the right amount. And then you replenish with good, natural food. Food should be real. Food should be as it is in nature. That's the one that's going to give you the replenishment you need. So that when you spend that energy and your body's asking to rebuild, it's not trying to put up a house with cardboard. It's got the right strong materials to keep you feeling younger and stronger, more energetic. Do you know that if you're eating processed foods and all the chemicals in there, that it affects your thinking? And then you wonder why meditation's so hard. No grounding. The food isn't giving you what your body needs. The 5 elements are a cycle, just like the seasons. Moves right back to the breath, and we go around again. Food and air. Eating and breathing. How are you eating? How are you breathing? This is the time we need all we can, the right amounts, not too much, not too little, the right amount. And how do you know the right amount? It's not that hard. You feel good. You feel more optimistic. You feel more energetic. You feel like you can handle things. People who don't feel like they can handle things, something's off. Something's weak. Maybe it's poor circulation. Maybe it's poor breathing. Maybe it's poor eating. Maybe it's the extra stuff that's in the food that doesn't belong in our bodies, the chemicals that excite the nervous system and create problems. It all has to be in balance. That's what the 5 elements is really about. It's balance. And I should bring one more thing with water. Reminded, just came to my mind, is you have to sleep enough. You have to sleep right. You have to sleep deeply. That's again the winter. When I bring water, it's a winter. Everything has to sleep so that the spring can come and everything can grow from it. So if you're abusing your sleep, if you're getting to bed too late, there's people who believe they're night people. We're supposed to go in the natural rhythm of the sun. We're supposed to rise early with the sun. That means we have to go to bed early to really have an optimal energy. You don't get sleep, your body cannot build that house, that structure, that grounding. Then the food and the oxygen can't really do its job. Then I wanted to remind everyone of the 5 ways to get what you came for. People come to our dojo, to martial arts, even to gyms, whatever they're doing. There's a reason they're doing it. You have a reason. What do you have to do to reach that goal, that reason that you're there? Paying tuition isn't enough. Being a member isn't enough. You got to show up, like each of you here right now. And if anyone's watching this recording, going through this on their own time, yeah, you're showing up too. You're showing up here for this. You show up to your practice. You show up to your meditation. You be in your life. You show up. in every aspect. And when you show up, practice hard, coming back to fire. You're willing to sweat, you're willing to do the work, you're not lazy. Again, lazy effort, lousy results. And you know what lousy results leads to? A very hard time, a harder time when you face adversity. Be stronger than you need to be. Be more rested than you need to be. Be clear-minded. The amount of liquid you can fit in a cup is related to the size of the cup. You want to pour more liquid in there, you got to make the cup bigger. What does that mean? Stronger. More vital capacity. Deeper relaxation. So we show up, we train hard. You got to practice right. You got to train right. You've got to fully engage. You got to focus. You've got to, say you're doing the Qigong class. You got to look for these feelings I was talking about. Can you get to the true meditative mind while up and moving around? I mentioned that meditation can be more advanced. I'm sorry, Qigong can be more advanced than meditation. Meditation sitting is to get you deeper, but moving meditation, more like life. You're up and around. Hopefully you're not lying around sleeping all the time. Hopefully you're not disengaged in your life. I'm talking about you're up around, you have to function. Can you live some level of meditation? You can. Because if it comes to mind about self-defense, who are they looking for? Distracted. People going through their life. How many times people have been with school for a long time? I've said, the bag over your head, it's like, you don't know what's going on around you. That's what the criminal looks for, that person. But beyond the self-defense aspect, you're not fully engaged in your life when you're like that. You're physically going through one thing while your mind's going through 100 other things. This is what our practice is for. Do what you're doing now. Just like you try to meditate and the mind wanders. We say, come back to your focal point. The mind wanders, you come back to your focal point. That's exactly how we should be living our lives. You find yourself worrying and distracted and the mind is going off, and you just come back to what you're doing. Are you in the shower? Are you eating a meal? Do you taste your food? Do you chew your food? You're in a conversation. Are you actually paying attention in the conversation? Are you living your life? Or are you somewhere else while the body's there? That's this practice. That's practice right. Yeah, if I want to throw a punch or a kick or a defense or a throw or a chin-na locking or 100% doing that. And the reason why martial arts, traditional martial arts specifically, got the reputation to raise the consciousness is because when you're facing adversity, like sparring or actually fighting, when your life may be on the line, you could actually get injured or killed. You're going to be in the moment. 100%, like the rock climber hanging by their fingers. They're going to be in the moment, 100%. So we want that to be a habit, a reflex. We need patience. We've been forced to slow down. Many people don't know what to do with that extra time. Some are more busy. I know we are, trying to provide for our students. We had learned a lot of things in a very short time, but it's very different. I have to be patient with my ability to learn how to do this. You have to be patient with your ability to sit. You don't feel like you're good at it, but you're not going to get any better complaining that you're no good at it. You're not going to get any better resisting meditation. It's just not going to happen. You're not going to lift a heavier weight if you don't try. And not just try, you have to do it consistently over time. Little by little, you get better at it. Little by little, your breathing will be lengthened, smoother. Little by little, you practice breathing to the belly, and it will start to happen eventually, naturally, without thought. When you start doing things without thought, then you've got it. This is closer and closer to self-mastery, which really is the point. Self-mastery, realizing who and what you really are. That's why there's no need for fear. It doesn't help. Worry doesn't help. It will make you sick. Take it moment by moment. Train. Practice. Not for the outer fight, though we never know, but for that inner battle that never really ends. And you know, in the 5 ways, it comes back to meditation. Those are the main points I wanted to discuss tonight. I wanted to reach you, each of you, anyone listening to this, in a way that you realize what you can do is what you should be doing, and what you can't do. It's what you need to accept. Do you know what you can do? Maybe you won't know until the moment comes. But that's when you deal with it. Sure, there's preparation. That's what training is, preparation for the what if. But sitting around worrying about what if doesn't help. Prepare. What can I do? What can I do? And then really tune into yourself. Why do people seem so different? Because they're afraid. It's very natural. It's human nature. That's what real fight or flight is, you know. We don't know what to do. But you know what you can do? You look within. You get control of your breath and your mind, and you keep yourself strong, and you eat right, and you'll be more prepared for if or when the challenge increases. You'll be better prepared, because if you're emotional and you're irritable and you're pessimistic and you're yelling at others and you're fighting with others and you're out there trying to get everything for yourself and not concerned with others, it's not going to work long term. It's not going to work long term. You've got to get right with yourself. We all do. We have to get right with ourselves first. Realize our connection to all that is. Overcome the fear with love. Maybe you've heard that before, but that's true. Because in the deepest meditation, when you connect to all that is the feeling. Pure love. This is a special kind of love. It's a love that tells you you're going to be okay, no matter what. But we're very attached to the physical. Some think the spiritual is a little off, but most people know. It gives comfort. But it's more than comfort. It's realizing who you are, what you're capable of. But you're not capable of much if you're in your own way. That's what this practice is for. Get out of your own way. Be able to do what you need to do when the time comes. Day by day, moment by moment. Sometimes you just have to say, your mind's wandering off, you're getting scared, you're getting, oh my God, nervous, what if? You just have to take a breath and say to yourself, I'm okay right now. This moment, I'm okay. And get out of that frame of mind. Think of something that brings more peace to your heart, calms you. Maybe do some practice. Shift gears. Just like the tree going around obstacles. Get back to the source. That's what this practice is to me. That's what our school has always been for you to be able to really see you. Let's go to meditation. I will talk you into the meditation, and then this will all turn off. I will leave the meeting, and I leave you to yourself to meditate 15, 20 minutes or more if you like. Hopefully you're in a quiet place, in a comfortable position, and you can get the most of your meditation. Sit comfortably. Align yourself as if to hold up the sky. Then settle and relax while maintaining the alignment. Decide on a focal point. You may gaze to the point between the eyebrows while watching the breath, or any focal point of your choosing, but stay with one. If the mind wanders, come back to your focal point. Wanders again, simply bring it back. No matter how many times, keep a passive attitude. No judgment about how you're doing. Simply practice. You have no place to go, no one calling for you, no one to answer to. And all there is here and now.